My name is Crealing, or your host, Crealing, and today we have our interesting episode. I feel like I can ramble about my thoughts since they're not going anywhere yet, so let's just get straight to the point. Today's topic is what really makes a bad person. Now, it can go all sorts of ways, but I'm looking at what makes a truly evil person. In general, I think humans are flawed, because that's just being a human. But what makes the evil person? What makes someone who can't be redeemed kind of stuff, no matter what? They did despicable acts, and they don't deserve anything. So I think this is important because it's important to make these distinctions so that we can tell when we see it, especially today with the Epstein files. I think Epstein is a modern example of a terrible person, but sometimes it can be hard to tell, and we need to set those distinctions so we can be able to tell what makes a good, what makes a flawed person, and what makes a truly bad person that we need to stay away from. Let's take a modern example. This will be from what I know, and my brother has been doing research on the Epstein files, so this will be from combined knowledge. Let's compare Jeffrey Epstein to evil people back then. What made him evil? A lot of things. He human trafficked a lot of young girls, he ate them, and he ran a whole networking scheme operation. Not really an operation, he used his powers and loaned them to his rich friends, and that was bad. It's really bad. I mean, I think the most thing he did was traffic and eat kids, which I think cannibalism should be banned in society and all that. It's really bad. So I guess what makes him bad to sum up is that he had no regard for little girls and or their livelihoods and anything. He just kept them there, trapped them. So he had no regard for people lower than him. He had no regard for moral implications. He freaking ate children. So nope, just nope, and all that. Now, let's rewind the clock back to 1940s, World War II, and compare the evilest man I know, which I will not name him for the fact that I'm still scared to say it. Let's compare him. What made him evil? I would have to think that he did much harder and crueler stuff, by a landslide. He was a despicable person. Way more than Jeffrey Epstein, but I still think he applies. He used a minority as a manipulation tactic to manipulate the masses of Germany to a communist nation and then tried to take over the world. Literally, he tried to take over the world. Why? Just why? It seems like something from Pinky and the Brain, and if you haven't watched that, you should watch the Animatics reboot. Pinky and the Brain tried to take over the world, and they did it in stupid ways. This guy in history actually tried to take over the world, and frankly, he almost won. Almost, of course. We were smart enough to, not let him win. Good for us and everyone else. It's scary to think about, though, all that he did. I toured the Holocaust Museum way back when I had to do this for religious school. It gets bad. It's really bad. It was organized. It was wickedly genius. It was pure evil, just scheming, not just scheming, manipulating the masses to hate a minority and then brutally murdering that minority, attempting a genocide of an entire fucking race of people. That's a lot of people. So many people. And don't think I have to go more into depth. Now, what makes someone truly evil? I've given the two examples. It may seem obvious that I favor one over the other in terms of evilness. There is a similarity. They didn't really care for the humans that they were impacting. Jeffrey Epstein didn't care about the women he was trafficking, didn't care that he was beating them, and he did not care about all the Jews that were dying because of him getting murdered. He did not care about the people getting hurt. He did not care. He just cared about winning. Jeffrey Epstein just cared about his pleasures. That's one of the main things I can take away from this. Now, of course, is it most accurate to compare these two people together? No. Am I qualified to do so? No. I am way too young to be doing this, but I feel like I want to do it anyway. I like getting really psychological and all that stuff. I feel like, well, I'm not the most experienced. As long as I say so, and I am saying so, it's okay, and it should be okay to talk about these things. Because we're never going to understand them if we don't talk about them. How else are we supposed to learn from our mistakes and or learn more or delve into a topic if we're never going to even talk about it? Alright, now comes our regularly scheduled WWCLFT. What can we learn from this? There are evil people out there in the world. That's obvious. But identifying who is truly evil, and like the people today, there are truly evil people out there. As long as we can identify them, as long as we can bring them to justice, this will happen again. This has happened. Good will always win. I know it's cheesy to say, but it has happened in history all the freaking time. And I can assure you that it will happen this time. It will happen more times, because that's just how humans work. We always, and coming from the Holocaust Museum, did you know that anti-Semitics stepped up to save Jews? Now, if that doesn't tell you that we are willing to stand up for what is right, I don't know what does. So, we're going to end this with a couple of extra things. First of all, this video may never see the light of day. As in, I might never share this with anyone. I might never put this on YouTube. I'm saying this as if I'm saying it to someone else, simply for the case of which it does. This podcast is a controversial topic, and I don't know if I'm going to risk speaking with my free speech out in a censored place. Yo, wait, what if there was like a government version of YouTube where free speech can apply so we can all say whatever we want? Wouldn't that be cool? Maybe not under the current administration, but I don't know, just a video platform or podcast platform where you can say whatever you want, because that would be really nice. But with that being said, this video either would be really old by the time it comes out, or will just never see the light of day. And it's a sad thing, but again, it's a complicated topic. Why would I share this with random strangers? Final thoughts? I don't really have any, so we're gonna skip that. Thank you so much, if anyone will watch this. Thank you for listening. Good